It's worth more. A lovely sentiment, but something that I have some doubts about. So It's Worth More is a retailer who specializes in not only selling you refurbished technology, but also buying your refurbished tech. Now, if you've seen the channel before, you'll know that there are dozens and dozens of these companies all over the place. But It's Worth More, they make some pretty bold claims.
Apparently, this is one of the best websites to sell your used tech to.
Okay. They'll buy your monitors, VR headsets, drones, graphics cards. Let's just start with the graphics card, right? So, Apple graphics cards.
What?
Can we sell camera? What cameras will they buy? Should we sell Leroy?
Matt would kill you.
They take Aya Neos?
They do.
So let's see what we can get for our Xbox Series S 512 gig. And I will say pretty good condition, a little bit of a stain on the top. Cashing up to $165, which doesn't feel incredible, especially because I bet it's for 1 terabyte.
Daddy?
Yeah, what's up? How much would you pay for the Xbox?
100.
100? Okay, perfect. Well, let's see if you're right. And the offer is $100! You're exactly right! It was late. That's bad. So the trade value for a Series S is apparently between $140 and $154 on GameStop. So I'm going to attempt to trade in this iPhone 12 mini. This one is in, I would say, pretty poor shape. It does function, but I also know it's got a little bit of a lower end battery. So I'm gonna say fair condition is pretty accurate here. $65.
Oof.
So I'm just curious, when they say it's worth more, for them to sell, let's put on our customer hat and let's try to purchase some tech and see if the purchasing side is any better. They do say 30-day returns and a 1-year warranty. Okay, cool. But actually, how much do you think I can buy an iPhone 12 mini for? A very good iPhone 12 mini for $190. I'm gonna guess that this one, because it's in worse condition, they're probably gonna have to sell for like $170, but that still feels like a lot of profit. $330 for an iPhone 13 Pro. Oh man, it's not worth more and it's not a good deal either. iPhone 12 Pro in very good condition for $290. I actually feel pretty good about that one. Okay, so we found something decent. Oh wait, an S21 for 200 bucks? Oh dude, that's my option right there. So let's take a closer look, my friends, after I donate some devices to them. I mean, trade them in at fair market prices. Huge thank you to the sponsor of today's video, AnyDesk. Are you tech support for your friends, your family friends, your neighbors? Believe me, I feel your pain. Hours of back and forth, terrible descriptions of problems, and they didn't even think to turn it off and back on again. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Thankfully, AnyDesk is here to save us all. They enable you to remote into just about any platform. Windows, Mac OS, Linux, iOS, Android, Raspberry Pi, just Linux, you name it. The connection is lightning fast and importantly secure, so you can help grandma whoop her printer into submission to print out some real cute photos of you. It'll even work in areas with slow internet connections. AnyDesk is great for personal use and free. But the real game changer are the powerful features that can be used for business. For example, our editors could remote in from anywhere on Potato hardware to take advantage of the powerful editing workstations we have at the office. You can even bypass the cloud altogether and directly transfer files from one machine to another, which is perfect for off-site shoots that need editing ASAP. So good luck to all my fellow family tech support out there, and thank you again to AnyDesk for sponsoring this video. To learn more, just check them out at the link in the video description.
Well, what happened? What?
I just got the trade-in offer for It's Worth More.
Oh?
Sorry. We're in the middle, we just finished shooting a video and I had checked my email. They actually received this package 8 days ago before they actually gave me the offer. How much did they offer us for the Series S?
They offered $100.
Upon evaluation, we found your device to not include the power cord, which means they've knocked it from $100 to $95. I thought we had the power cord in there. How much did they offer for our iPhone 12 mini?
$65.
Would you believe me if I said that they're offering less than $65? Quote, your battery health is significantly degraded. They moved it from $65 to $30.
Oh, $30.
$30 for an iPhone 12 mini. Okay.
There are smoothies that cost $30.
That's like going to Erewhon. I totally get that the battery was not great. $65 was an offensive offer. No, return item. I don't want a reinspection. Give me that iPhone back. Oh my God, I almost accidentally pushed the approved price button.
Oh
I'm putting
my
phone
God.
down. Johnny Ive would slap me across the face if I accepted that. Now let's find out what happens when you buy a bunch of stuff from It's Worth More. I'm sure it's gonna be in impeccable condition given the prices they're offering on returns and trade-ins. All right, so let's see if it really is worth more. This is the face of someone who doubts that that's a real thing I'm gonna say in the next 10 to 12 minutes. Good first impression, plenty of packing peanuts. This should be our M1 Mac Mini. Alex, could you refresh me, what condition is this supposed to be in?
The Mac Mini was in excellent condition.
I mean, first glance, it looks very clean. I mean, yes, there's like some very minor scuffs on the Apple logo, but I mean, it's reflective, that's like no big deal. Smells clean. The base does kind of get scratched because when you set it down and move it, it kind of gets like a little scuffy. So it's 16 gigs of RAM, 256 storage. I think it's 256.
Yeah, 256.
With our peripherals, which to be fair, this did not come with mouse and keyboard, but the Mac Mini never did. Let's go ahead and press my very easy to find power button. You know, I would make fun of that speaker being blown, but honestly, the Mac Mini speaker has always been helpful and yet almost non-existent. Hello, that is a Mac Mini that is up and running. Yes, so it is showing up as 16 gigabytes of RAM, which is correct, in M1. Oh, hey, it's a 500 gig SSD. I'm almost positive I ordered a 256 gig SSD. I'm gonna just say that that actually is solid. Alex, what is a Mac Mini worth on eBay these days? Specifically, an upgraded model.
I would say it costs roughly in the neighborhood of like mid $300.
Well, then maybe we just got an okay deal because we paid $370 for this Mac Mini. Really? I thought that they were, really? Damn. Okay, so first item I will say is fine. It seems like it's priced pretty much equivalently. The fact that I've got more storage is a little bit weird, but that's obviously just a plus. But realistically, if I did not have that extra storage, I probably would have overpaid just a little bit. It's only uphill from here, right?
Yeah, why not?
Next up, let's go for our cellular telephone, our Galaxy S21.
Why did you say it that way, cellular telephone?
So the S21 is a 4-year-old phone now. Yikes. How did that happen? Damn.
What do you mean, how did that happen? Time happened.
This phone was a pretty big deal because the S20 and the S21 were some of the first times that Samsung really started cranking up the price and the sort of features of the flagship. So the S21 has the quadruple camera setup. So they actually made the camera bump in one nice looking piece. Did the S21 have the 10X?
Yes, so their main camera has a 3x optical zoom, but they have a telephoto which did 10 times.
10 times. Oh no, look at that. Did this get dragged behind a truck?
I will say that we bought this in fair condition, which is the lowest grade that they sell it in.
We've got a very deep scratch here. And the thing is, these are the kind of scratches you can feel with your fingers, right? So there's a scratch there, a lot of small scratches, including one medium one here. Okay, that's not great. Let's see if it'll actually fire up. The frame of the phone is in good shape. It almost feels like this is a phone that lived its life in a case, but without a screen protector would be my guess. That scratch right there, it's deep enough that it actually went through the glass. Can you see it kind of like sticking through? Couple things I want to find out about this. How far can I update it?
It definitely still has security updates, but I believe it's
Not
pretty.
main updates.
Yeah, I think it's on its last Android update.
This is in fact a 128 gig phone. Okay, so that is accurate. They say I should have a minimum of 80% with a fair condition phone.
No, for fair, they do not promise anything for battery.
There's a bunch of like pre-installed apps on here. Monopoly Go, my account. What is my?
Wait a minute.
It crashes. So let's do a little camera test here. So this is what it looks like with the ultra wide. Then we're gonna go ahead and switch over to the standard lens, which looks fine. The 3X, and then we go all the way in on the 10X. Holy. Uh-oh, wait, the 10X does not look right. So I'm gonna hold it as steady as I can. Okay, that looks fine. I think that we can say that the cameras are fine to make sure the front facing is good as well. Yeah, I'm gonna give the cameras a pass here. How much did we pay for our fair condition Galaxy S21 Ultra?
We paid $200.
Okay, what does an S21 go for on, or specifically an Ultra on like eBay?
I'm seeing some for $250, but you can get them for like less than $200, like $170, $160 without like the 12-year warranty, all that stuff.
All right, it's worth more. I'll give you this one, not enthusiastically, just a lukewarm, yeah. Next up, let's take a look at our iPad. Now this should be the 2018 iPad Pro, which I will say, probably the best iPad of all time. A lot of silvering around the USB port. Just based on how much wears on that port, I'm gonna guess this battery might not be that great. So I used the iPad, 2018 iPad for a long time. In fact, actually, it is still being used in my house now, 6 years later. This is the first time that they brought out the super like small bezels. That screen is actually in relatively good shape. This is a 256 gig iPad, which I think it was, I think the base model is either 64 or 120. I think the base model is 128 gig. I think we did okay on this one, I think. Let's double check the cameras work. I'm sorry for what I'm about to do. I'm gonna record video on the iPad.
Oh no.
I'm vlogging on my iPad, you know, because that's what I do now. I'm just a big old iPad vlogger.
Oh my God.
I thought it's fine. Oh my God. What condition is it supposed to be in?
This is supposed to be in very good condition.
Fingers work. It's hard to point out any flaws with this, except for one question. And really the question is, what's the battery? So I am going to attempt to pull up the battery percentage of this iPad using my Surface, which feels wrong. All right, we got a whole bunch of information about it. Battery health, 80%. Battery charge cycles, 1,849.
Dang.
The fact that it has 1,800 charge cycles and yet it still has 80% battery health is legitimately shocking to me. So that really just leaves me with one question. How much do we pay for our iPad Pro 256, mind you?
$320.
That doesn't feel crazy to me.
I would say that it is slightly above average in terms of pricing. So what I'm seeing on like eBay and stuff like that, averages at about 300. So
oh, that's actually a good chunk more then. It's not bad. It's not a terrible device, but I think we probably paid like $50 too much for this one. Next up, we have our iPhone 12 Pro. Oh yeah, that screen's actually pretty nice. There's a little scuff on the corner. Boy, I forgot the 12 Pro had the glossiest side rails of all time. What's the condition supposed to be in?
This is in very good condition.
I cannot disagree. It's not perfect, it's not flawless. One thing that does date this a little bit, looking at how thick the bezels are, and especially looking at how big the notch is, I'm not seeing any obvious burn-in. I want to say I'm seeing a little something there, but it's very subtle. If you look at it from the corners, look at how much it rainbows off axis. It looks like there's a very slight purple tint on the display. It's just a little bit magenta on the top, as opposed to being a little bit more proper white on the bottom. Ooh, unable to determine if your iPhone display is a genuine Apple part. Go to settings for more information. Clearly it's a third-party display. Maybe the quality control is not good. Maybe that's why I'm seeing that little bit of magenta. Also, this is only, wow, it's way out of date. This thing's running iPhone OS 16. Can you remind me again for the rest of the specs? So this is a 256 gig phone, that's correct?
Yes, 256.
Okay. If they went through the trouble of swapping out the display, if it needed a battery, I would hope that they have also swapped the battery. This battery health is 81%.
Hey.
You already had the screen off. Come on, you could have spent the extra like $20. That being said, 81 is fine. So a little test of the cameras. So we're gonna go ultra wide. We'll do standard wide to make sure that this camera is working. Look, it's a 2x telephoto. Doesn't that look great?
Yeah.
This camera looks like it's fine. Double check the front facing camera. This is complicated because very good is technically what they, promised. Let me get the price on this guy, and then I think we can decide, was this a good deal or not?
$290.
That seems too much.
I really struggle to say it's a good deal,
Sure,
but it's
yeah.
an okay deal. Like, it kind of ranges from like the upper 200s to lower mid 300s. So like it's an okay-ish deal.
The problems I have with the device are subtle, but compared to something like a $275 option on eBay, this does have the full 1-year warranty. It's Worth More, I think, is a much more complicated, it's fine, it wasn't scratched already. It's a much more complicated sort of setup than I thought it was going to be. So let's break it down here. Do not, under quite literally any circumstances, trade your devices in to It's Worth More. It is not worth more, it is worth less. Now, when it comes to buying devices, I mean, as you've seen, it's a bit of a mixed bag because none of these were outright terrible in the way that we have seen from other companies. You know, we've gotten some very scuffed devices that companies would definitely not accept for the trade-in. All of these devices were somewhere between okay and pretty good. I think the prices were just ever so slightly high.
I mean, I'll say I hope the prices are at least a little bit reasonable if they're gonna pay you $30 for your phone. You know what I mean?
You're right, they did buy all these devices. Never mind, no. They've got plenty of profit because they probably bought this damn phone for like $45 from somebody and sold it to me for $290. Subscribe to the channel and ring-a-ling that ding-a-ling if you would like to enjoy further in-depth investigations like, can I find someone who'll give me more than $30 for an iPhone 12 mini? Because it sure wasn't It's Worth More. Anyone want a smoothie?